Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Just getting everything set up. We're going to be doing a couple different things today, multiple games. I've actually got a few more lined up than what I thought. So we've got I guess probably about 10 to 15, well, about 10. We probably have 15, but about 10 games that we can go through today and take a look at. They're all various new releases that have come out that were sent over, which was kind of nice. So we can take a look at those. We can check out some other stuff. It's just going to be a day of playing some games, things like that. Morning, Mako Eyes. Welcome, $30 zip. Arf, how are you? Hopefully everything's good. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. There we go. That might have been too loud. We'll have some background music. It's loud in my ear. But yeah, I hope you guys are interested in seeing some different games. It's a little bit of what I'm figuring is for these longer playthroughs, we take a day each week and kind of break it up with some new stuff and some different releases. And Thursdays tend to be that day that, new releases are. So I figured let's take Thursdays, and sometimes we'll just continue on with indie games that we're playing. I thought about playing the Phantom, but I figured today let's just take a look at some of these games, because there are some interesting ones that are out there. I was trying to think what would be the best way, probably to bring up the PC. We'll take a look at it both on the PC and the Steam Deck. Let me see why I can't log into my PC. There we go. My cat keeps jumping up on my gaming PC and turning it off. He likes that graphics card heats up as well as it does. All right, so let me bring that up, and we'll flip over there, or we'll at least put it on screen so we can take a look at the games that are in there. But I'm good. Yesterday was obviously a little bit shorter stream and stuff like that. Yep, the fishing. There we go. Good luck, 30. It was a little bit hectic to get out, get into the city, get the stuff done. I was out working until about 9 p.m. last night, and then got back, decided what we were going to do today, kind of threw those games up. So I'll show you the games. They should be up on the screen now. And you can kind of see the selection. So these are, what is this thing trying to jump in the way? Hold on. Why do we have that little thing there? Get out of here. It's GOG trying to get in the way. There we go. Because the whole PC was just resetting. Okay, let me bring it up so I can see the damn thing. It's up on another screen that's so hard to see. There we go. Nope, this one. There. So yeah, we'll take a look at this selection. So we've got try to serve, and we don't have to look at all of them today. You guys let me know what you think. I was looking for candidates also for the Fog Versus. I kind of figured we'd treat this maybe as the way I used to treat when we'd review licensing games, and we give opinions on it, kind of talk about what they've done well, what they may do better, what they could do. If that's interesting. We don't have to do any of that. There's no need to necessarily have an assessment while we play. But I kind of thought it'd be maybe interesting. I could give you some insight into how games are licensed and what everybody's looking for. So maybe we'd even do that on Thursdays. But regardless, we can take a look at Try to Survive Today. This one just released. It's in early access. It's kind of a roguelike bullet hell, but you can jump between first person, third person, and overhead views. It's an expanded way of playing the game, right? Not just like that top down kind of, Vampire Survivor. This incorporates a little bit of that type of gameplay. It incorporates a little bit of Vampire Hunter, which is another roguelike that is first person. And it's got some interesting stuff. Then Coin Pusher Casino. I thought, well, this might be interesting for our Fog Versus, similar to Dungeon Crawler, where it's just a kind of a coin pusher you play. And then don't worry about these two. They just got in the middle because I was randomly clicking things. Chocolate Factory Simulator. This just came out. It's kind of a Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, but it's a simulator like food simulator, grocery store simulator, trading card simulator, any of those. Final Night. This, if I remember correctly, is more like a beat 'em up slash card, like deck builder, if I'm remembering it correctly. Rogue Waters, kind of a ARPG in a way, but with pirates. Hyperlight Breaker. This one just came out. It's from Hyperlight Drifter devs, and it's more of kind of a, I would imagine, a roguelike experience is how they've put it out there. So I would take it that it's going to be similar to No Rain. What's the one? Rain. I can't think of it. God, it slipped my mind. We talked about it before. Anyhow, it's kind of like a roguelike bullet hell is what I was thinking, but it could be a little bit different than that. Airborne Empire. This is one I talked about. This is from Straphon Studios, the ones sent over the keys and that stuff and gave us the idea. Well, I got the idea, and then, they were the inspiration, let's say that, for the claw machine. So this is similar to their Wandering Village, which I had talked about. So kind of a game where the city moves around, and you're getting resources and collecting things as you go. Mecha Blood, first person kind of bullet or boomer shooter. That'd probably be it. Risk of Rain 2. Thank you, Body Hottie. Yes, that's where I kind of think Hyperlight Breaker is sitting, kind of in that area. Then we've got Co-Ridden. This one I can't go too far into. Basically, there's demo, I think, for a lot of these, but I can verify it. Co-Ridden's ARPG, kind of, I guess, off of the, like, Baldur's Gate, right? In that sense, kind of in the same vein. Pyromania, this is like a standard bullet hell shooter. And then Fluffy Sailors, which is kind of like a interesting at-sea battler. So we don't have to go through everything, but these are some of the games that I thought we'd take a look at. They've all released recently. And the one I'm most interested in is probably Try to Survive, because this is a little bit different than the standard, kind of bullet hell type game that's out there. So let's take a look at this one. This one I did purchase. Out of all the other ones, the devs sent those over. This one I was interested in, and I kind of thought, let's take a look at it and see what it looks like. Obviously, it's kind of a different engine than most of these are built in. It's a little bit more a Bayonetta, but like I wouldn't even want to say Stellar Blade, but the female character reminds me of Stellar Blade. But let's just jump in and take a look. And let me flip this so it doesn't... I've got some audio playing here. I don't know why. I think we may have to restart that game. Hang on. I think it's set to... I was trying to troubleshoot why we weren't getting audio yesterday. And then I was trying to figure out why we didn't get audio, and then I was able to fix it. So I think I ultimately changed the settings. Let me go in here and check. No. It is set to there. I didn't even hear it. I think we're having the same issue again. Why is it doing that? Let me shut that music off. Let's see if we can't get this to fly right here. Okay, I hear it. Now I hear it. I'm going to turn this up. Do you guys hear the audio? It was just really low for me, but I think we've got it. So, I haven't even taken a look at this. I just thought about it. I thought it was pretty good. This is kind of how games would be delivered, right? Like you would get basically As a licensing person, you're basically given, I don't know, maybe a 3 to 5 page PowerPoint, which is basically just their, kind of bullet points of what makes their game different, why they're interested in looking for a publisher, what they plan to do with the game, in very little detail, right? In that sense. It's like you might get a game that's probably coming in at an alpha stage, maybe even more of a concept stage, but they have a playable, or they may have screenshots that they've taken. Maybe they don't have the playable that's ready enough for you to take a look at. So the playable is a big component. And usually as a publisher, when you're licensing, you're obviously looking to say, hey, I need to get my hands on it. We need to understand. We have a team. Usually I had 2 people that were dedicated to playing just the initial game, giving their feedback, and then they would help set up like a play test within the publisher, like within the company I worked for. And that would include myself, the other licensing guys that were underneath me, and gals, and then of course the testers who were kind of giving the initial feedback, and then maybe 25 people within the company. So that's kind of like what it looks like when a publisher's looking at a game. You're getting a little bit of insight, and then you would have maybe about 100, it ranged like 50 to 100 questions, and you would put those in a, kind of like a paid solution where you could go in and you could put like this really fancy data collection site just together for an internal collection group. It'd cost you about $500 to do it. And then essentially you would get a very good graphical representation with, kind of notes and everything from that entire test team. So maybe when you figure it out to be, it might have been 35 people total. That's what you were shooting for. Most of the time you ended up with like 20 or less, but you would still have a good enough segment to give an idea. So playables are always important. You can tell me how great your game is going to be, but realistically, you're going to see kind of what you're working with when you get to play the game in engine with the graphics. Maybe the trees aren't there. Maybe the background, the mountains and things that you would see in the background, they're not there. Maybe it's just the core gameplay loop, but you at least get an idea. So, kind of with this game, we'll take a look at it. I don't know anything about it. Don't have a pitch deck to share or talk about, but we'll just play like we do, and we'll figure it out that way. So let me jump over here. Okay. And please interject if you guys don't want to hear this, or if this isn't interesting. It's not going to bother me. I just kind of thought we'd go through it. Obviously we're playing on a PC rig that's got a good card, right? We will check it out on the Steam Deck and just kind of flip over and see what that looks like. But this is going to be obviously the way we would have checked it in, the job that I was in, right? We would have had a reasonable PC to be able to play it on, kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, we weren't asking them, what are you targeting? Are you targeting Steam Deck at that time or anything like that? We didn't ask those questions. It was more or less just, let's see the game and see what, we're going to be working with. So let's jump into settings just really fast. It doesn't seem like there's a controller interface, first off. So that would probably, depending upon what kind of demographic we were targeting, super interesting. Good. I appreciate the feedback. Thanks. And if it's not, again, like I said, it's fine with me. So first off, we would have been kind of talking about it at the beginning of a year, which would have been like right now, 2025. You would have obviously started this maybe back at the end of, last year, or it would have been more or less, you would have been talking about like what you're looking for 6 months before you kind of go into the next year. So this would have all happened kind of in July of 2024, but you would figure out kind of where the holes are in your catalog, or in what you're trying to address, or who you're trying to address in that sense, right? A vase came through. I hadn't seen that one. So if you were looking to play, if you were looking to go for a younger demographic, or if you're looking to go for more of a demographic for the Steam Deck or for console, you would have specific things that you're targeting, but you also stick to your core experience. So if you're a games as a service company, you would probably tend to lean more towards that, and you wouldn't go to a single player indie game, right? That wouldn't normally be the process. If you're an indie game company and you're more focused on a kind of general, you want to get close to 50-50 as possible, men, women, everybody in between, right? You want to have, if you're looking for something like that, you're obviously going to be more looking towards indies and more towards good solid game mechanics that are short, and the price is going to be somewhere in between the the $19.99 range, or maybe even less, to the $39 range. So you would have all this determined before you would even start really kind of diving into where you would segment these games. But you would never stop looking for games. We looked at probably 500 games a year, if not more. Now, did we license 500? No. We licensed maybe less than 1% of that. So that's how tough it is as a developer. You go to a publisher, or you go out to get your game, you're going to meet with like 100 publishers or anybody that's willing to give you money, and maybe 1% may call you back, or even give you the time of day to like have a call or look into your game. They'll probably call you back. Probably 10% would call you back. 5% would maybe take a look deeper, and then that 1% is kind of where you get the offer. Let's just say that. So 5% would play your game. 1% would potentially give you money as a publisher, or give you that marketing dollars. So for this game, if I was to look at right now, and given, let's just say our company is XYZ, and we want to target the Steam Deck, it would probably be like a rough beginning for this game, because there's no controller support. That would be the first thing right off the bat. This type of game is not going to do well with a controller, so we're going to use mouse and keyboard, which I've got right here. And for that, let me just click this. There we go. So for that, then you would kind of go like, well, what's it going to run at? How is their engine? Are they good? Now, this engine's already live and it's early release, so you're not going to be too concerned about it, but we'll go all the way up to like 4K just to see how well it performs on this PC rig. And, they've got some different things already supported: dynamic resolution, vertical sync. So they've obviously are working with a decent engine. This isn't something custom that you have to worry about. I don't know if it's under Unreal or not. It might be. Let's see what else. Everything's set to Ultra. We're not going to apply anything else, so let's give it a try. Unreal, Unity, those would be the two that are usually the easiest. But for games like MMOs and stuff like that, you might not run it. Oh, I hit continue. I didn't even play it. Oh, it's just going to start from the beginning. Obviously, those two, Godot is getting, closer. So I guess for Godot, it would depend on what type of game it was. But you really want something that's pretty standard, right, in that sense. Hey, Chef, how are you? Welcome. We're taking a look at some indie games. This one is Try to Survive Today. It just came out. As it goes for engines, though, the more standardized they can be, the more capable they're going to be, and without the developer having to spend a ton of money. The licensing deals that they go through. So if you don't know, like if you're a Unity developer, Unity tried to pull some stuff a couple years ago on indies, where if you basically, you could use the engine for free, but if you went over a certain amount of installs, then there was going to be these considerable charges, stuff like that. They backed down from it, so that would have been a consideration as a developer. Unreal, you do get some benefits, especially if you work with their storefront and all of that, and they will give you a pretty good deal to be able to use the engine, not have to pay for it, and get plenty of installs, even get marketing support. In some cases, if the game's good enough, they'll even, pay you to give that game away. So here's the interesting thing about this game, where you can get the top-down camera. This is more of the standard bullet hell roguelikes. Then you got this third person. Then you've got first person. So I kind of thought that was interesting. And if I was looking at this, I wouldn't skip training. I would definitely go in and kind of get an idea of like what they're trying to show me. How different is it from something else that I've seen before? This, I mean, obviously being zoomed in, graphics look great already. Is more of like a standard experience, right? You're not going to see too many differences from games like Vampire Survivor. I mean, obviously pixelated graphics versus hyper realistic or something like that we're looking at. Now, it looks like we can get out of it. So we crawled out. Now we're in first person. So it does shift between top down and first person, and we even have support, looks like, from our robot. And then can we crawl back in? It's a little jarring. I don't know what it is with the way the FPS, the first person side is, but it's like really jarring. I don't know what to say there. Okay, we can crawl back in. I don't know if I could continue. Maybe it's the field of view. I have to take a look at that. I'm doing well, Chef. Yep, everything's good. We got all this started. This is just, we're taking a break from Final Fantasy just for a day. I figured we'd break it up once a week with something different, and today we're just going to do new release indie games and take a look at some of that. Yeah, I'm always down for mechs as well. Oh wow, the cockpit stays open. Now, can we... So we can exit, get out of the Steel Soldier, collect the red biomass. Okay, so that... Can we only collect when we're out? Let's just see.
Активирован беспилотный режим.
I'm just trying to see if it's something... Yeah, let me do this. I'm going to make an adjustment. See if we can limit down that field of view. I think it's a little too big. Do they have that? Let's get rid of blur. General shading. Resolution. No, they don't. Oh, wait. Reflection in the field of view. No. Visual effects. Viewing range. This is just probably distance. Okay. Doesn't look like they have field of view. Interesting. I would have thought they would have included that. Because it is a little much. Maybe it's just I'm not used to it, but... Okay, are we shooting these? Yeah. How about if we don't zoom in? There's definitely a lot of action on the camera. That would be the first thing that I would tell them, is to like tone that down. Not everybody can stand that, and especially to kind of... It's not an online game, so you would definitely be trying to get like as many players as possible. So that would be one thing that I could give them feedback on. Yeah, the camera rocks back and forth like that when you shoot. Look at that whale up in the sky. Okay, so we got that. We got to collect yellow. Let's just find that, and then we can move forward and check out more. Yeah, some of my favorite games were like Mech Warriors, Mech Assault. What are the Mech Warrior Assaults? What was the one? Favorite games with mech. What's the one? Mech Warrior? Oh, Steel Battalion. Sorry, I had to think about like which one it was. If you never played Steel Battalion, that was on the old original Xbox. That had a 40-button controller. It was super expensive. Back then, it was super expensive. Armored Core, yeah. Front Mission and Armored Core. Front Mission, I remember playing on the PS1. Was it Front Mission 3? Yeah, exactly. I didn't see an option for that to turn camera shake off. Sun glare, general shading, nanites, reflection type. Textures. This is all visual, yeah. No, not being able to take that off is probably an issue. That would have been the first feedback that they would have gotten. I think from majority of people that would have, you know, that had experience playing these types of games or even, you know, play testers, stuff like that. Get aboard. Okay. And it's a lot of herky-jerky, like crawling, things like that. They could stabilize that better. Okay, open inventory. The game looks good, though. I mean, keeping it just in that top-down, it works perfectly fine. And this is usually one of the... When you try to push the limit, or the, you know, when you try to push the ceiling of, you know, where a genre has gone, which bullet hell roguelikes are kind of at their ceiling. We see so many of them, and everybody kind of jumped on board to create them. You know, now you're trying to see what else you can do with them, see how you can take that and move it forward. And while I, you know, definitely agree with that, it's just you can't. You still got to take in the idea of like how, you know, other games play in different genres and give those capabilities, things like that. You like to see super in-depth mech game for VR. Yeah, did you ever play Steel Battalion? It was not Steel Battalion. They called it 2, but it was, people referenced it as 2, but it was something different. This was on the 360, and it used the Kinect. I can't remember what it was. Steel Battalion something or other. And that one, it, you know, didn't have VR, but if they could take that game and put it in VR, that would be very interesting. It would definitely be interesting to play that one. What other games have I seen that do well at that? I want to say there is a VR game that it actually has a decent mech experience, but I can't remember what it is. If I think of it, I'll let you know. Oh, we gotta do the workbench. Liquidator clip, magnetic module, protective barrier. Okay. Let's do this. So is this our... So essentially we're collecting resources, but we may not get... Ooh, we're getting attacked. We may not get the automatic, like, option to upgrade. Maybe it will come in, you know, where you usually pick your buffs, debuffs, but it looks like more like a collect and then, you know, build craft mechanic. So you have to have the right things to craft, but I'm wondering how they choose the upgrades. Do you just get like every upgrade and then you have to choose them? Okay, what is restore energy up to 100%, 110%? I'm going to take it that's in here. Magnetic module. Yeah, some of these things, well, I mean, I guess you could still integrate controller experience with this, but some of these things they probably plan to use if they do it with a right stick, acting as a mouse. Shots fired per minute, so we can upgrade that. Resources, can we heal? Is that the green? Green crystal biomasses, when destroyed, it releases energy that can heal living creatures. Okay, so we got to go find those. All right, can he run? Or no, she can jump a little bit. They don't got the vertical.
Твой задача – недостаток топлива.
It's just like a little, like, hop. Oh, what is this? Accidentally hit Z. Oh, they have a photo mode. It's kind of interesting. Okay. Not that, like, it's important, but it's kind of interesting that there's a photo mode, and it already is set up to kind of do, like, the, you know, depth perception and all that, like, distance, and it's already stylized, right? It's not just like, a photo. Then you can adjust it. Okay, the only way, it looks like I shoot over plants, so the only way that I can actually collect is to jump out.
Активирован беспилотный
So you're
режим.
collecting on foot all the time. And you're named as Girl. Alright, there we go. Okay. Are we healed up? I don't think we are. You've got to bring the mech within what? The range? Oh no, that's, I think that's his weapon. Okay, I see what they're looking at. Alright. Okay, locate steel soldier, restore energy up to 110%. No. So I guess I can aim down. Let's go find some more green. It'd be nice to get some speed. Oh, did I, Arf? I thought I had sent it. I will send it to you. I didn't see it, no. But I will resend it. I don't know. Maybe it broke. Maybe something happened with the message. Some people are super into photo mode. Yeah, they can make awesome things for it. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some that have been really impressive. I think we've got the idea. I would just like to see first-person mode in the mech. And then we can get out of this, and let's just see. We'll see if we can get out of this, go to the main menu, and then we'll just play the game. We'll just give it a shot. It shouldn't be that crazy. Let's see here. So we'll just do new game without tutorial.
В 2593 году Российская Федерация объединила все планеты Солнечной системы и ближайших галактик, открыв для себя новые миры. Колонизация нескольких сотен планет стала лишь началом грандиозного процесса. Основанный на принципах межпланетной солидарности, Союз колоний получил название eeFoGee – Российская Федерация Объединенных Планет. Благодаря уникальному...
We are in space, and we are going to a planet. Okay, now let's see how it plays. Still the same fire rate. Oh, we can just skip this, though. We're going to skip. Oh, we get to choose? We didn't choose. Let's choose this. Okay, so now we're in first-person mode for the actual mech. So, can we can still get out.
Активирован беспилотный режим.
How do we change that? Like, do we always have to choose? I just want to see how we choose third person. Okay, there's our perspectives. So 2. So now we're in third person. Is that the same? Does that count for everybody?
Активирован беспилотный режим.
It does not look like it counts for the girl. It's only the mech. So the girl is always in first person. The mech is able to be in third, top down, or first person. Okay. I mean, it's got some different mechanics. It definitely has done that. Seems okay. That camera shake, though, I would definitely tell them to get rid of that, and maybe obviously include controller support. If they really want to attract the same audience as bullet hell roguelikes, I think controller is a... Vampire Survivors has made that a must. So green biomass. Yep, there we go. Let's try third person for a minute. There we go. Even then, it's a little jerky. Oh, really? We don't have any upgrades, so we're doing this like it fires super slow. The girl fires much faster. The character designs, okay. I don't know if they don't seem to be standardized, like standard like assets. That guy looks really short for some reason. When you're up close on. There we go. We definitely can't run as the mech. That's first. That's second. There we go. It's interesting. It's different than most other games because you can aim up and down in like this mode. You know, it's not just like a flat plane like you would have in like Vampire Survivors. It's actually like up and down on another axis, so there is a different component to it there as well.
Более 70%. Необходимо найти
Start to tank my food. Okay. Similar idea. Yeah, there's some cool ideas in it. I would probably say, like, if this was something I could get my hands on, I would definitely want them to scope out, you know, basically the next maybe 18 months of what the game updates would be. And, you know, if they were looking for this is just not this company specifically, but just in case, let's just say they were looking for, $1 million. And they were like, well, we need $1 million, and, you know, kind of here's our plan for, you know, support and upgrades and everything. Here's the initial launch. Here's what we can have. You know, you'd want all that data. But I could definitely see a company, you know, depending upon the publisher, being able to pull in like an extra $1 million to $3 million for this game. In terms of publisher marketing and dollars and stuff like that. I would probably, the company I was with, you know, we tended to be like really cheap bonds, so Taiwan's cheap. I would probably say this would be for us, for the previous company I worked for, like $1 million, like $500,000 to $1 million, maybe. And even then, I'd be hard pressed to say we would put that much money in. I think what we would have done was go to like, it was a German company, so they had some benefits of getting like German subsidization or subsidy on their investments as long as the game was being developed in Germany. So you could always open up just a small studio, maybe put a few people there, and you could meet their requirements, and you could get like basically not 100% of the cover. Well, maybe you could. I mean, they had a fairly large budget, but you might be able to get, let's say, $500,000 from the German government, or if you were to go to, who else had that? Canada, they do it in terms of tax credits. I want to say that there were countries like France has it. I believe in the Netherlands, maybe they have some as well, but they're always different, right? Some are like full, like cash that they give you. Some are just, we give you tax credits, stuff like that. So but I would probably say that we would have basically went to the governments and said, hey, we've got this great game idea. We're looking to get, you know, $1 million. And let's say they approve it for $500,000. The rest of it, so the $500,000 would have been in cash. And then let's say the other $500,000, if it was $1 million total, would be in marketing dollars, which is kind of soft dollars, which is then utilizing your own network of, like, you know, where you distribute games. If you've already got like a fairly decent Steam base build up. Oh, looks like I'm out aiming. We're gonna fight this girl.
Активирован беспилотный режим.
There we go. So then you would, you know, utilize that base you've already built up and market towards them, and, you know, then you don't have to spend really as much money, but you can still claim it as you're spending, you know, $500,000 in marketing. So there's a couple different ways to do it, but that's why that's why a developer should always be cautious the deals they get into with publishers, because you want to make sure that the commitment is hard dollars and that they're not just utilizing their own network, because you may not get the amount of support and visibility that you really truly want. There we go. Still don't like the first person. I would have definitely agreed, like, tone that down, that gun shake and all that, like we were saying. So, not a bad game. I mean, overall, it's kind of interesting. This was one that I was interested in checking out. Let's just take a look and see how it runs on Steam Deck. So give me one sec. Just taking a look at Try to Survive today. Now, obviously it doesn't have controller support, so it's going to play a little bit awkwardly with that mouse and keyboard layout, but we'll see if they've gotten any kind of, if there's any way to play it, how well it will run really fast. We'll take a look and just see. Can I, oh, for this, I never thought about this part. I have to actually move this in front of me so I can see the screen. Otherwise, I can't see. Because usually when I'm playing just on the PC, it's actually taking up this big monitor in front of me. But this big monitor also handles every PC, so it's just, you got to play it a little bit differently. But hopefully we're set now. And it does work back and forth. Now, the only other thing is to add in the Legion Go, which, who knows? Some way, someday, I will have everything we need. But let's see how this works. Hey, $30, you hit a Skullgirls. Congratulations. Let me make a note of that. Can't get too far before we have to do something else here. Put this in indie games. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good way to start at least something positive. Let's say that. Okay, so yeah, right stick, mouse, but obviously we can't run it at 4K, so let's check and see what we've got graphics on it. So it's going to default to 720. They probably don't support, well, I would think they would support 800p, but they don't. So I'm guessing 16:9 is their only supported resolution. Yeah. So 16:9, so you would get the black bars unless you stretched it out. Dynamic resolution enabled. It doesn't support AMD FSR. And right now I'm using the right trackpad to kind of move it around. Everything's on ultra, isn't it? That's funny. Let's get rid of blur. Yeah, everything's kind of set to ultra, so let's just take it all the way down to low. Is low the lowest? Yeah. All the way down. Oh no, we can't use a... Can we use the... No, we can't. We gotta use the mouse. It is a cool fighting game. Yeah, it's very fun. It's been out there a while. Skullgirls was a pretty well-known fighting brand on indie scene for a while, and then they became more party games. You don't have exams tomorrow. Can be until the end of the stream. Awesome. Yeah, no. Tomorrow we'll be doing all the well, I don't think we'll finish it, but I mean maybe chapter let me think. We're starting chapter 13 in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then I think we might get into 15, but probably not through 15. So, we're making progress, though. Alright, so let's just do new game and see how this plays.
В 2593 году Российская Федерация объединила...
Communique. Too bad, way more competitive than my girlfriend. You don't know how to take it easy. Yeah, you just go hard on any fighting game. Yeah, you should always check out Skullgirls. Alright, so we've already kind of talked about where the game is. In terms of like, if there would be anything, yes, it would be one that, potentially look to license. It has enough unique factors to it that could make it different. You'd have to obviously play. We don't have enough time to play, but at least on this stream. But if you guys would want to see more of it, we could definitely check out one of it. Just trying to see where it's running. I can skip because I don't have it probably mapped correctly. We'll see what their mapping is just on the basic, and we already know what we're doing, so we'll skip that. And you know what we'll do? We will go probably third person would give it the most strain because you can't really zoom in and out. So this is probably going to be the roughest. It is working with analog, so left, right sticks are working. You can spin, move forward. The right trigger is your fire. Zoom is left trigger, so they've got it mapped pretty well. It is a little, like, floaty, obviously. It's more like a mouse than like a joystick. You could adjust that in the Steam controls. I think the game is, can't hear voice for games. Game sounds a lot more than voice. Okay, cool, thanks. Let me see if I can pause it. I think that is because it's a separate thing. Yeah, Steam Deck's really high. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, that was really up there. Is that any better? A foghorn. Is there a foghorn? Okay, let's see. I think that's a little bit better now. Yeah, we pretty much have everything we need, though. All right. But yeah, so what I was saying is, we've already kind of looked at the game, like, would we license it kind of thing. Obviously, you'd have to play into it more than that, but just on the outskirts, there's enough interesting things that are different. Some good ideas they've implemented already, some things that they would need to improve upon. But given the way the game is, I mean, they could definitely get a publisher, I would imagine. So for the Steam Deck now, the performance that we're looking at here, It's not performing horribly. I mean, it's in the 30s to 40s. I mean, it's not 60, obviously. There, it dropped down to 30 a lot. The control stick, you would need to kind of toy around with because it definitely needs a little help. It's a little too floaty, which you could maybe do some work on the Steam control settings to make it work well on the Steam Deck. The trackpad feels far more precise, right, in that sense. So I would definitely be running the trackpad until I could toy around with the joystick. But I don't even know if you would get the... It would take a while to get the sensitivity down. Hey, Chef, you won Valfaris. Congratulations. That thing's ringing in my ear. Yeah, sorry. Well, you're back and you've won already. That was the same thing with Rain. Came back, what happened, and there was a game. So let me write that down. Give me 1 sec. But it's not horrible. Let's try to take a look at it with the top down, though. Kind of get an idea of how it's going to run with top-down performance. So give me 1 sec. Let me switch this lurk bait over. All sorts of winners coming back in. Maybe lurk bait was like, hey, more games. It was all screwed up today. All right, and then there was Skullgirls, right? Yep. Cool. Now we're caught up. And let me write that down because I got to send RF, resend theirs again. Okay, cool. It's back up. And then that was Shuff. And that was Valfaris Mecha. It's like a platformer. It's a different... We gave one away the other day. It was Valfaris, the original. This one, a little bit different style. But still good. Okay, cool. Got that down. Now, let's see. How do we change our viewpoint? Yeah, I'm trying to use the joystick. It's really... Like, you can see how the gun's going up and down. It's just that hard to kind of lock in with that. Okay, we died. Let's give it another try. And I would definitely think that camera shake would cause havoc on the Steam Deck as well. Like, would make it tough to kind of run. All right, can we switch views? We can scan, so we can find plants. So that's a cool little component. You have that little hop jump that he does. Let's see. Up, down, left, right. How do we... There we go. So the left trackpad threw us into... first person. Which actually is performing less than third person. Given there are more components on the screen, so I can see that. But we're in the 30s. This is completely low settings too. And it's 7, sorry. You know what? When I said it doesn't support 16 by 10, that's not true. It could. We're just playing on a 16 by 9 device, like the capture card. So it's defaulting to 1280 by 720. It might be able to do 1280 by 800. I'll put that in the real view video when we do that for it. But yeah, it's not horrible. It's obviously not running at 60 frames. Let's try can we get to the top down? So this is getting close to 60, which doesn't surprise me. You know, being fixed position, it's not really zoomed far back, so it doesn't have to draw crazy distance or, you know, things in advance. So if you're just looking to play like another, you know, bullet hell top-down shooter, you could definitely go roll with this mode. This is kind of cool. This is good performance on it. I mean, it's not locked to 60, but they haven't even looked at Steam Deck most likely as a device, so it could definitely be optimized. Be fine. Lightning didn't look so harsh. The lighting didn't look so harsh. Yep, I got you. Steam chat disappears after some days. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, if it's like a Steam gift, this one's a key, so it'll be fine. But like if it's a Steam gift, still have to go through Steam. But yeah, that's not a problem. Don't worry. Oh, these guys are backing me into a corner. I wanted to actually jump out really quick and see if we can do first person, like with the girl. But they just keep coming up the hill. All right, can we walk over them? I'm going to die so we can get a minute here. Or at least get away. That's reload. That throws us into third person when we go to do the scanner. A little hop jump. I'm trying to see, is there any way for us to... Okay, we died. Is there any way to, like, with the default, like, mouse keyboard controls on Steam Deck to jump into first person? Or first, jump out of the mech and be in first person. You can only do that. So there's the mech. Third person. Yeah, no. You can't... They don't have it mapped. I mean, obviously they didn't look at this game, like we said, to do any of this. Let's see if we can map something really fast. Just to be able to check that out. So fight... First person view, third person view, zoom in and out. Moving the camera. How do you jump out? Because I don't think you have to jump out to collect. Only. Maybe you do, yeah. You might have to. You might have to jump out to collect. Construction mode, first person interact. Get out of Steel Soldier is X. Okay, can we change that to... Oh, it doesn't allow me to remap it here. I would have to remap it from the Steam Deck controls. Control settings, controller settings. Let's just edit one so we get this. R key... I don't think there was a ton of things on the shoulder button, so let's do a shoulder button. Edit. Oh, over here. Nope, they must be on this one. Oh, left and right bumpers. There we go. Let's do right mouse. Oh, wait, no, we want to do keyboard X as that. Okay, let's see how it performs with just her. Okay, now we're out of the mech. About the same. So, I mean, realistically, first person's in the 30s. Third person can get up into the 40s, and then if you're top down, you're doing 50 to 60, something like that. There we go. All right, let's go ahead. I think we're good. I mean, this game obviously is not designed for it, so it still needs work, but it can play. It's got interesting ideas. It's $10, right? Or less than $10, so it's not in a bad position. It would definitely take, you know, ultimately, if they don't find super success, you'll find it on, like, what's the game? Or what's the company? Like Fanatical, maybe, where they buy, like, 10,000 keys for $15,000, so like less than $1.50 per key or something like that. Maybe even less than that. I mean, some of these games tend to like fall into fanaticals like less than 50 cents, you know, on some of their sales. So they might buy 50,000 keys for like $15,000, $20,000 down the road. So would this game ever make into the millions? That's hard to say. Yeah, very similar to what Fanatical would have. Any of the key resellers, right? They're going to find once a developer, you know, really sees their, they kind of see their peak, right? Like usually you have like a slope, like a ski slope is what you would call, or whatever, you know, where it goes up and then it comes down, and it's, you know, tends to be a longer trail. Once they've kind of maxed out like that initial beginning of sales, then, you know, they would obviously be interested in talking with companies like that. So it's not too bad though. It does have a neat little idea. Being able to jump out, do that. I mean, obviously you'd have to play into it further to see if there's more game interest there. But yeah. So let's take a look at something else. That's actually kind of interesting. All right, which keyboard am I using here? Oh, I'm not using a keyboard. I don't know. Do you guys have any preferences? Anything you want to see? I don't know why my background is now creeping. It's like over here now. And I don't know where that's coming from. Snowfall, alert box. I was just trying to see if, oh, maybe this? Coin Pusher. You guys want to check out Coin Pusher? Yeah, we can check out. All right, let me move this one up. Maybe I just want to get rid of that stuff in the background, the Steam Deck stuff. I don't know where that came from. Nope. Chat box. Is it sitting on top? No, it's sitting way down here. Yeah, I don't know where we got this extra thing in the background. It's fine. Let's see. We'll check it out on Steam Deck here. Again, I don't know if this one is... There we go. There's Steam Deck. Oh, it's the PC rig that's in the way. That's what's there. Let me move that down. There we go. Weird. BD Paul, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. I'm not sure where you subscribed at. That's what we were complaining. I was complaining about the other day. I have no idea where the subscribes come from. On YouTube. Thanks for subscribing on YouTube. Appreciate it. Okay, let's take a look at, let's zoom this out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it's still encroaching on that side. Let's take a look at Coin Pusher. Why is it not listening to me? Where is it? There's the window. Okay, let's switch over to the other one. There we go. Coin Pusher. We'll take a look on Steam Deck first. This one does... I did play a little bit of this one. It was more on PC, on like mouse and keyboard, but they did have the layout there. We'll see how it works. Oh, at IAPPA. At IAPPA. Is that like an arcade conference? I don't know that one. Rain 30. All right, here we go. So, welcome. Coin Pusher Casino. Let's see. This one we could potentially do for Fog Versus. Let's go just next. It's just, it does feel very much like a a mobile game first. It did. I don't know. Amusement convention. Gotcha. Oh, very cool. I didn't know that. I've never been to any one of those. We never really dealt with any of that stuff. I did know a couple companies that did that type of thing. Like they were arcade vendors, like actually arcade companies. Let's see. Game graphics. Let's take a look at the graphics. So we are on current resolution of 720, but like I said, it probably does do 800 p 1280 by 800, but because the capture card doesn't support 16 by 10, it's going to force it essentially a 16 by 9. So exclusive full screen. What is this? Change resolution. Weird. Okay, so they have current resolution, then change it to whatever. VSync, and we got potato, so that's good. It'll run on anything. And then extreme. Let's just do nice and balanced. We'll check it out there. See what it looks like. All right. Welcome to Coin Pusher. Please follow a short tutorial. How much can you tell me? Okay, so we've got our little cursor here. So that's where our coin's going to drop down from. That's right. That's right. I remember how it is. So wherever I drop that coin in, it's going to start to put the... And I think we only have 112. But I thought we could do them faster than that. I guess that's about the max. Let me see if there's any like background. There's audio in the background I can hear. I'm not sure how well you guys can hear it, so I will turn it up since it's not super crazy. I guess it's music, more or less. We'll keep piling them up. We'll see if we can get that big stack to push forward. Shake the machine. Well, you can move up and down. You can't really shake it, as far as I know. Let's see. You got different views. It's really just like one button press kind of thing. Yeah, there's no bumping that I can tell. I'd be surprised they didn't put that in. Is there no bumping? Hold on. Let's take a look at that's a different view. That's kind of a nice view. Get a better idea of like where the coins are dropping in. You know, we really got to put some here. Can we get 3 down? Oh my God. Let's try to get them all in this corner. It moved. It moved a little. Oh, it's creeping. See, but how would we do the fog versus part of this? There we go. Nice big mess. How many are going to go down to shoot? Any? So rhythmic is essentially how it is. Yeah, we've got to put some over in this corner, I think. There we go. Oh, well, we got one in. I saw one drop. I guess we could do this time-based. Like trying to hit like a certain amount. To do that and then pull the claw machine kind of out. Let's see. Yeah, I remember you mentioned the coin game 30. I did put that in there, so we could do the coin game for sure. Yeah, I remember you saying it actually had more than just like one type. It actually is like a bunch of stuff. to me, I don't know. This is not like interesting. It doesn't look bad. It's nothing like that. It's just, what is the progression of the game? Is it just to push the coins? And is that really the extent of what we're doing? I don't know. This would not be something I would have went after, like for licensing. It just wouldn't. If it was a mobile game and we had a strategy of going after mobile for specific things, like at that company that I did that previous consulting with, they were a skill-based gaming company. So this would have been a game that I would have definitely went after if I was licensing there. I wasn't licensing there. Because it would make more sense, right? And still, even that, like, it couldn't be like this long. You couldn't be playing forever. There'd have to be a different mode. So let's see if there are different modes. You'd have to have something that was like 60 seconds or less to play. Collect loot. How do I collect the loot? Oh, I can zoom in and out. It doesn't register that I want to collect my loot. I want to go get out of here. Level info. Okay, there we go. Let's see what else we can do in it. Is there any other game types? Or is it just very... I don't think there is any other game types. Let's exit again. It might just be this. I don't think there's rule. Yeah, I mean, it's just you're losing money, essentially. That's what you're doing. The coiner, the casino, I take it those are just different. This is the tutorial level, though. Can we not do the tutorial? Let's go down to the main. Perk shop, coin shop, collections, options. Can we turn the tutorial off? Reset Zen level, reset arcade level. Perk shop, you got to finish the tutorial level. Okay, so I guess we are doing something. Let's take a look. And by the way, when developers send me games, they're not getting, you know, I'm not doing reviews necessarily, so I'm not going to sit there and tell them, I'm not going to tell you their game's good or bad, really, in that sense, just kind of what the overall idea is. So you may like these types of games, and that's completely fine. Right, in that sense. Like, it has nothing to do, I'm not trying to sell you on anything here. I'm just trying to see how, okay, let's just get through the tutorial. Maybe it opens up something else. Maybe this is just the idea. Nah, I don't pitch games for people anymore, right? Like, it's not part of it. Like, they send the games to me and that's it. I'm happy to show them, but, you know, I don't get anything or care. I didn't get any money to do it. The way I look at it is it's just like sending it to a media outlet. You know, you're just getting somebody's opinion on what the game is, except my opinion is more industry based. What is the objective though? Are we trying to get back to even? Like more than $25? It's not clear what I'm doing, right? That's a problem. Yeah, there wasn't really a category, Ara, for indie games just in general, so I put in Airborne Empires since we are going to check that one out. I guess I could have just put just chatting, but that's not what we're doing either. All right, let's see. Yeah, I mean, usually tends to be you have to give people an idea of what they're supposed to be doing or what they're trying to get to. Maybe I'm just trying to spend the amount of money that I have in my pocket. I guess I'm not sure. We'll just play through, because it's just counting up, right? Like, it's not count down. Maybe it's just spend the total amount. And that way you get an idea of how to play. But what I was saying, for like skill-based gaming and gambling companies, this type of thing probably makes sense, but you'd want it to be like less than 60 seconds. They say 3 minutes. Man, I never saw any of their games do well that were more than 60 seconds. So it's like a really quick like turnaround. Let's see. But this would be kind of that level of like play. Like maybe it's ultimately just get as many coins to drop as you can for the amount of coins in your pocket. There's that stack getting ready to push. It's, I guess, as a Zen type game, maybe that's a good thing. I don't think Zen type games do well except for unpacking. I've never really seen anything else do extremely well in that area, in that category. Okay, there we go. Big stack fell. Let's try this big stack. Got 30 coins left. Hi, Erie. How are you? Welcome. Sorry, we've been kind of going all sorts of different ways with this cast. It was up and down, had technical issues. Now it's just more or less checking out some indie games that were sent over by devs. Let's see. Try to get the other big... Maybe it's like knock down all the big stacks? Maybe that's what it wants me to do? I think it's something to do with money, because that's counting down. It's like get 20 coins... or 20 things to drop in. But I'm not sure if it's the dollar chips, so maybe we're just trying to get the green chips to drop. We're almost out. I think I'm out now. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so now we got... Okay, I see. So, like, the regular chips drop in, you collect them, and then you can go back and you can try to get the chips that are worth points or dollars to drop. Okay. I get what they're trying to do there. Let's see if... Okay, push a lot. You always want it to be, like, a massive amount. You recently found out state government in high traffic states usually take 50 to even 90% of slot earnings. They take less from table games, though. Yeah, I don't think they can track as many. I can tell you online. I don't really know about the casino side. But I can tell you from like the online kind of skill-based gambling side, nobody takes anything. They've even worked their way around like Apple and Google Play and things like that. So if you want to play, if you have one of those companies, you can essentially they've worked out this kind of scenario where it rides the line of these gimmicks, or these, not gimmicks, it rides the line of these scenarios within the Apple Play Store where they don't have to pay money to them. They can say it's a physical product and there's no 30% or anything when you upgrade, you put in money into your account. So it's a very interesting kind of area. And that's why online gambling has become so popular. And skill-based gaming falls outside of online gambling in the sense. So that's why it can still be on like stores like Apple and Google Play. So it's this... everything's in this weird unknown area. It's like Wild West type scenario. Which if you've ever heard of like the way Apple does business or Google Play, like everybody's getting a cut. Like they're taking money from everybody. But if it's a physical good that falls into a different category than what most app dealer or app stores or apps on the store deal with, and Apple doesn't have that kind of flushed out enough. So that's how they're able to get away with what they pull. And, it's much better to be in online gambling than it is real gambling anymore, I think. Good luck, Erie. Okay, we got more of our loot, right? The thing showed it's above it. I gotta wait until that disappears. I can't see behind it. I think we got more of our coins and we got money. So yeah, we got 80 coins back. What are we trying to do? What is the tutorial telling me to do? The next one would be junk. You think you've got it down, Pat? So cast now. Oh, you guys are trying to work out if it's if there's logic to the actual back end. There we go. Okay, there's more. Okay, so now we're out of the negative. We're into the positive. All right. There we go. Oh, there's going to be a big stack dropping there. I still don't get what we're trying to do. Are we just trying to get like all the money off of it? I don't know. I don't think I want to deal too much more in this one. We can go and check another game out. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else it wants me to do. And for a game that has a tutorial, this tutorial has gone on way too long, even for PC games. So, yeah, coin pusher. It's a coin pusher. I don't think it's really... They could have made it more exciting. There's other ways to do it, I'm sure. So we got Funfair. Oh, okay. So a new level did unlock. It just didn't tell me to stop. What's the new level? So essentially, you're just trying to whittle down that negative red or the number up there in terms of dollars. Like once you meet that, I think you open up another level. But it didn't really tell you any of that. Yeah. Not really interested in moving forward with it, so it's okay. I mean, it's like a casual game. I don't think it would be something for Fog Versus. It is very much a casual play. They could do some stuff with it. Bike will get stolen. All right. Hey, there you go. Congratulations. Oh, you guys didn't hear me. Jeez. Sorry. Yeah, the mic went out again. My foot pedal's not working either. There's something wrong with it. Anyhow, can you hear me now? Okay. So I was saying, like, I don't think it was really all that interesting, Coin Pusher, ultimately. So it's not really a game. It's more like a casual idler kind of thing. It's up to you guys. Anything that you want to see. Hyperlight Breaker, Co-Ridden, Rogue Waters, Chocolate Factory Simulator. Yeah, sometimes they just end up being that way. You want to see Rogue Waters for a bit? Yeah, sure. Let's do that. And let's see. Let's take a look at it on the Steam Deck, and then we'll take a look at it on the PC side. If we need to. Steam Deck's fine. I mean, in general sense, we could just make that for the rest of the games. But I think PC would be, the PC rig to be able to see it kind of like at the Steam Deck level, and then kind of at the higher level is good too. But we'll definitely check them out on here. There we go. Let's see. I forget how far. I didn't get far into this. I was just checking it out. Let's see.